Rest of fellow Nigerians across the globe, I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and to some of you, good night, depending on your time zone. I am George Onyibe, and of course, a very quick one this morning. And that is a message I simply titled, 5 Major Steps to Solving Nigerian Problem. Actually, I call it problem because of the level of damage it has done and the length of time it has existed. Ordinarily, it's a mere challenge. And when you are confronted with challenge, the only option you have if you must survive is to confront that challenge, look ahead, face that challenge. It's either going to end in two ways. You win or the challenges bows you down. But of course, you have to make the decision of accepting that challenge. This gives hope that there are every tendency you will win in the end. And so we don't see problem, we see challenges and we take it on. Nigeria has numerous problems. From the very eve of independence, I keep saying it, when I mean the eve of independence, that hour, that dying minute, let's say that last year, that very year, when the plan, when Nigerians came together and made a plan to remove the leadership of the imperialists and mind their affairs, that very year, that very month, that very week, that very day, that very hour, that very minute, that very seconds to its actualization. That is what I call the eve of independence. Because a lot of discussion was made throughout that year. A lot of decisions were taken throughout that year. Men and women were mobilized. All of them have a reason why they came together. Yoruba man have a reason. Hausa man have a reason. Igbo man have a reason. Benin man have a reason. Every other ethnic group that were part of this movement, they had a reason. They started talking about it. From that very moment till the last seconds, and boom, independence came. A lot of issues arise that was not addressed. A lot of evidence that has generated into several crises, challenges we are facing as a nation. They all surfaced their head. But we never cared to look into it. We never consider it alpha not effect. We believe we can always manipulate the system. But believe me, for this singular reason that these issues were not addressed, that is why today there is no single sector in Nigeria that is not going through crisis. And we've not been able to solve anyone. From that day of independence to today, we have not been able to solve anyone. Let us start from where the camel's back was broken. Some group of Nigerians, as they claim, struck what is known as Igbo coup, for the single benefit that 99.9% of the beneficiaries of that coup were Igbo people. And after so many Nigerians has been killed, nothing else to be precise. Those who were responsible were never charged to court. They were still receiving salary. They were in house arrest. They were doing good, issuing press communique as hero for killing fellow Nigeria. That matter was not reviewed. And then it degenerated to war. Because those who lost their people have to revenge. And after the civil war, Nigeria tried to put herself together. We had NITEL, we had NEPA, we had the Central Bank, we had the NNPC, and so many other government parasitators. All of them were introduced for the sole purpose of protecting life and property for average Nigeria. And of course, not just answering the giant of Africa, but having evidence that we can manage ourselves. Today, NITEL is a history. A telecommunication network that Nigerians spent billions upon billions. Today is nowhere. Nobody even knows who owns NITEL. All NITEL property and facility is nowhere. But why is it that Nigerian could not manage just NITEL? Why? Because of not knowing the 5 steps to solving the solution. And NITEL is gone. South African came and gave us MTN. And other Nigerians individuals, all of them like Glo, they came around And if a single man can manage MTN, a single man can manage Glo, another network we have in Nigeria, can somebody please explain to me why Nigerians cannot manage their Nitel? Okay, let's leave that and go to NEPA. When I was younger, we had more light than now. And what am I trying to say? The supply of electricity over the year has degraded greatly. And I understand that the man in charge of electricity will be visiting Tinubu, and maybe when he comes back, another grid will collapse. And this is a country, after how many years, with all the natural resources and human capacity, we can't even generate 24-hour lights anywhere in Nigeria. You forget about you disconnecting some streets just to focus on one street. This is how we manage NEPA and manage NEPA and manage NEPA, and they sold it, power holdings. Different states now have different, but it didn't solve the problem. Why? Because the real way to engage in this problem, we're not deploying it. We are not following it. And so today, it's amazing. If we see electricity, all of a sudden, everybody will shout, hey, up NEPA, up NEPA. Most of them don't know NEPA don't exist anymore. It has been squashed. A problem we cannot solve. But then, we have people who can produce self-renewable energy. We switched to gas turbine. It didn't work. Let's leave it at that. There's still challenge there. Let's come to the NNPC. Since the Brazilian left their project, of course it was Brazil that constructed the refinery. Till today, it cannot work. But yet, there is a single Nigeria who has a refinery. I mean Dangote refinery. Does it mean that Dangote is actually more powerful, more intelligent, more knowledgeable than all Nigeria? You know the answer. That is not true. And then there is a problem why our NNPC will not work. President Ahmed Bola Tinubu promised that the refineries will be working. Let us assume they are working. We are not seeing the fuel. In fact, it has reduced. Though the price is reducing, but the fuel pump is also reducing. And today, how much are we buying fuel? Petrol, as in diesel or kerosene. Do we still have kerosene? You can only access them through what is known as bullfire, bunkering, illegal refinery. But then, we understand that solving the problem of fuel in Nigeria does not need anybody coming out to allocate. Senate will vote billions to refurbish the refinery. That refinery will not work. But somebody will have to be deceiving you that it can work. That is outdated Brazilian technology. The amount to buy one boat in terms of maintenance would have bought 20 boats for refineries like that of Dangote. But let us assume we abandon the NNPC, and then the government issues the license to individuals, to states, to run their modular refineries. And I'm sure nobody will talk about fuel. And then you come out and check some crises on different level. There is no solution. You look at the judiciary angle. You have one criminal, young man called Nnamdi Kanu. I call him criminal because that is what he is. And that is what he will be known by progressive-minded people who have conscience. A man who said he is here to address the issue of political imbalance, the issue of agitation, and then he became worse than all of them. Let us assume he was right. He is before the competent court jurisdiction, though he called them the zoo. What happened? Why have they not looked into that matter? The same problem. In the morning they tell you, federal government discharged and acquitted Nnamdi Kanu, but yet they did not release him. The next day they will tell you that Nnamdi Kanu is a terrorist, yet they did not charge him. Something is wrong there. The same court cannot be saying you are guilty, and then yet another court will say you are not guilty. It's a problem. And now, along the line, there is a young man known as Ijele Speak. He was as well arrested. He has personal issue because he tried to call us some criminal-minded ones. But as a social media influencer, as somebody whose work on social media have saved the life of many people, most especially his Igbo people, what is going on about his court? Tomorrow they transfer him from Abuja to Lokoja. Next tomorrow, they transfer him to Lokoja to Kaduna. And now we heard that they have taken his case back to Lagos. But if he is guilty of anything, why can't the judiciary deliver their mandate? And let's call a spade a spade. But there is a problem or a challenge that made that guy to come out. And then finally, you look at the issue of the very dark man. There is a problem. It will continue until we follow this 5 steps. The very dark man was arrested. We started hearing that GTB Bank was responsible. In less than 24 hours, the story changed. It is no longer GTB. He was apprehended in the hold-up. And then before you know, some people say it's Mercy Chinwo, and others people say he's this one, and other people say he's this one. But at least this morning in my location, some newspaper said, the EFCC said it's about financial. They use one grammar to confuse us. And honestly, I don't know the meaning of that grammar. Whether it is financial inconsistency, I don't know. The only thing I know is that it is financial related crime. And then if it is financial related crime, let us hope that in the coming days, we will know the truth. And there are lawyers, his legal team, who are complaining that the strange condition attached to his bail, it's like not granting him bail. Now, is the system actually designed to victimize the people or to solve problems? And if those who are in charge or in the helm of affairs actually begin to use the system that is supposed to become a solution to our challenges, to our problems, to victimize the people, how do you think you can go about Nigerian unity? How do you think you can solve the problem of the Fulani herdsmen, the Boko Haram, all the terrorist groups? How do you think you will solve the mystery behind the unknown gunmen, the kidnapper, the yahoos, human traffic organs, human traffickers, drug pushers, fake drugs, fake product everywhere, baby factory? How do you think you will solve their problem? Criminal-minded politicians, corrupt police, agent in the Nigerian army. How do you think you can solve the problem? Down to election malpractices. And we can go on and on and on and on. Too numerous to mention. But this is it. Nigeria has not been able to solve any problem successfully. At least since I was born to this very moment, there is no single problem or challenge of this country that we say it has become a thing of the past. No. And do you know why? My father once told me, he said the reason why Nigeria has not been able to solve her problem is because they are always on top of the matter. He was actually listening to the radio station that very day, and they were talking about robbery. And then the police commissioner then, that should be around 1982 or thereabout, was now giving a report on the follow-up of that issue. And the policeman said, we can assure the public that yes, we are on top of the matter. And immediately, my father said, that's the problem of Nigeria. All the time, they are on top of every matter. All the time, they are on top of every matter. You cannot be on top of any matter and solve the problem. That is the problem of Nigeria. If you ask EFCC about very dark man, they will tell you they are on top of the problem. Mark that phrase. Go and ask the man in charge of NNPC. He will tell you that they are on top of the problem. Go and ask those in the electric sector. They will tell you they are on top of the problem. Nobody is under the problem. They are on top of the problem. Today, the problem is metamorphosing. It is getting deeper. It is dragging more people against each other, deeper than we can anticipate. And so we are not here to go on top of the matter. We are here to go to the bottom of the matter, because that is the only time you can solve the problem. It will get to a stage, nobody will talk again, and everybody will be observing. But believe me, those who were supposed to be outspoken have seen that the government of the day or those responsible are not interested in going down to the matter. They are always on top of the matter. And they will improvise. They will develop defense mechanism. And our lives can never be the same again. When you send out warning signals sometimes, some people consider it as a threat. based on the deformation of their mind, how they were brought up to reason. But it is our duty to warn you against the impending danger, the upcoming doom and danger. Peradventure, you will be able to save yourself. Let me digress. You know, when Nnamdi Kanu started his madness, we warned him. We warned him. Your unknown gunmen will kidnap your people. They will destroy your place. They will create insecurity. I personally told him to bring out gun and give to somebody. It's not the problem. But come and retrieve the gun. To carry gun and give the youth, go and snatch ballot box for me. Very easy. You give some group of young boys who do not have faith in their future. Go and rob, go and kidnap for me. Go and do whatever. It is very easy. But come and collect the gun. You will understand that if certain diplomacy, certain agreement is not reached, you won't get it back. And let us hope, while they still obey you, that they are not going behind with those arms and ammunition to do something very bad. Today, they want to blame where there is no problem. But nobody cares to go to the main cause behind this problem. And that is because these 5 areas I am pointing out to, Nigerians are not paying attention there. It's been almost 3 years now. These Igbo people that say they are Biafra and they migrate from Equatorial Guinea and Israel started playing some game. And the game is getting deeper and drawing concern. We in different broadcasts has called on the Nigerian Security Agency to put their eye there. But sometimes, for so many reasons, they could ignore it, or probably they are on top of the matter. And that is where the problem began. We wake up one day, Biafra agitation has failed. Nnamdi Kanu recruited the new people to change dimension, where he brought in Simon Ekpa and Nelly Ofuegbu. It looks like the Benin play a major role in the invisible war that manifests physically. And so somewhere along the line, they have to go to the Oba of Benin, because that is the time they can destroy Benin Kingdom. They did not attack Benin, but they were saying that they are from Benin. Maybe I will go and play the video of Nelly Ofuegbu Igodomigodo with my brother and Shema and Simon Ekpa. All of us were fooled somewhere, sometime. You can fool some people sometime, but you can't fool the people all the time. We began to hear, we are Igbo, Igodomigodo, Idu. All of you were there. But the Benin cannot be gaslighted. You cannot gaslight them. And so they start observing, they start watching. But very soon they discover that being part of this crime, this shenanigan, this criminality, invariably they are fighting themselves. And this is one truth I was able to process through my small brain and know that I cannot fight against the system I confess to protect. And I take a bow. And why the Idu people refuse to be gaslighted? They move to Asia. They tried to terrorize Delta State, but they met their match on time. Asaba was where they wanted to build their headquarters. And most of you will not know that all those times Nnamdi Kanu is fooling himself. He's hiding in Asaba. Let him come back and hide there. We are waiting for him. Because the southeast will not contain him. He either go to Abuja, or maybe he go to Lagos. He says it's a no man land. I'm coming. And now, at the end of the day, they could not say Benin is Biafra, Asia is Biafra. I think you hear they are trying to do it at home in Asian land. Because Igbo man pregnant Asian woman. So it's now Igbo man now that will come and give Asian people Biafra. I'm sorry for all of you. I'm coming. That is a problem. Because you are married Igbo woman. And then I have Igbo enemy. My wife cannot be my enemy. And so because Igbo man give Asian woman belle, does that automatically means that the Asian people must be Biafra? I'm coming. They try to instigate Benin and Asia. It's not working. Though they thinned down, they went to have agreement that make them to seize a little bit fire. I'm coming. And then they moved back and they start talking about Ebake. Igbake is not Benin. Igbake is Igbo. Let me tell you, as far as we are concerned today, the only place you will tell Igbake man, or Igbake man will tell you their history, they are coming back to Ika land. Anybody that says Igbake person who refuse to come back to Ika land, or who cannot trace himself to Ika land, cannot go back to Benin. Neither can they go back to Igbo. And then let me digress by reminding Igbake people. Something happened between some of you and you'll be of Agbo. And because you did not allow this dispute to slide, those of you who think you have power, you know Ubumudia actually is a Igbake man. Ubumudia is a Igbake man. His father is a Igbake man. His mother is Benin. But during these issues, that matter was not resolved. It's a challenge for you till today. Igbo Biafra people know the truth. And then you now live like a bat in the animal kingdom. In the daytime, you cannot move as a car man. And at night, you cannot fly like a Benin man. So you live in between two worlds. You are a rat and you are a bat. The bat has to make a choice. Either to choose to be a rat or to choose to be a bird. But the bold decision to take a ground will cost them. And that is where we will prepare our heart to embrace the pain that will come with this change we are about to make. It is applicable to the people of the South. We are the bat in the animal kingdom. We are neither Yoruba, we are neither Hausa, we are neither Igbo. But yet we can be all of them. And now we have two nature. That is the fate of minority. Somewhere along the line, somebody will have to make a stand. And that stand is as bat, we want to be bat, rat. Or as bat, we want to fly like bird. But this having been said, we know how they organize and then they brought what they do. And some of you now say, how can nobody suggest Sonogi? How can nobody do this one? How can nobody do this one? You're getting involved in matter greater than you. But this is the truth. They are trying to upset the balance. They don't have your time back. You many when you back, when we for no. When I patch up when you just show no apart to Makasa, when we dey for no. Ndi Igbo Biafra ni ihe mama we ji onu dome yiri munwe we use ugwe wa mighty hu ya ha den nje so okpo pupo anu we arabu we onu pupo ni ndi Igbo Biafra no hwe onu we kan arabu ono ihe pupo hwe amora yi oso no enwuche oso no enwaduche onwe ototo mo no me no ha alosande bi ni ogo onwe ndi me no ha so no ndi Igbo okay don enya enye ruele ba ho we have been there, but this is a problem more dangerous than anybody can anticipate, because we're still calling on the government. Nigeria is not at war. There is no need for unity begging. The same group who are going about distorting history that they want to unite. The same group are the people who say divide Nigeria. And the same group who are fighting to divide Nigeria are the same group who are fighting to become Nigerian president, the very country they want to divide. And as if it's not enough, this same group of people is lobbying on the floor of Senate to become indigene of every place they have lived. And none of us live in their place because they don't allow us to settle down in their place. So all of them will be indigene in our place. And we cannot be indigene in their place. But we have seen the length and the breadth of this conspiracy, this organized crime against the supposed minority in Nigeria. But like I said, our intention is to function within the preamble of law. That is why I focus on what I focus on. I do not look into matters that has nothing to do with our current position, and that is ensuring that nobody sells the next generation of our people. Challenges will come out from there in the nearest future. But for those of you who are fanning this fire for war, let me explain to you. You see Benin people, you see Bender people, Midwestern region people. We know they react. We know they react. And when we react, we no go stop. Watch average Igbo man. He look like weakling. He look like he don't have sense. He look like, we are not Bragadish. We are not Oshobe. But inside of our gentility, we are Pumpu scatter. And that is when the psalmist say, thy gentleness, O Lord, is what has made me to be great. If I am a strong man, God take the glory. If I am rich, to God be the glory. If I am poor, to God be the glory. Because this thing you are doing, our people are getting the message and we are telling them. And one day they will react. You notice we are not calling for violence. We are asking them to put eye on the activities of Igbo Biafra all around our territory so that we can know when we are being kidnapped by Fulani herdsmen or when we are being kidnapped by Igbo Biafra herdsmen and unknown gunmen. But we know how it will end. It's three-way. Either they repent, or they magnify the power of Wazobia, or they will get the market they are bargaining for. That is how it's going to end. It's a problem in the making. And by the time it starts, there will be a lot of collateral damage. A lot of things will go wrong. But in all these challenges I have mentioned, Nigeria must develop true capacity to solving the problem. Year after year, we complain, leadership is bad, leadership is bad. PDP was in power. Some group of Nigerians were everywhere on social media. PDP have destroyed Nigeria. PDP have destroyed Nigeria. Now it's APC turn. The same group of people are crying. Oh, Tinubu want to do one party nation. Oh, Tinubu want to do one party nation. Oh, Tinubu want to do one party nation. When you have Yaradua, everybody was complaining till he died in office. At least it was the best we have seen. And good luck took over. And if good luck were appreciated, like we appreciated Yaradua, and I'm sure both of them are two different men with one heart. And I'm sure Yaradua's life influenced Good Luck action to a very large proportion. But what did we do? Good Luck has become bad luck. Good Luck is a woman. Good Luck is corrupt. Most of you still say it till today because you have no shame. They were campaigning against him from religious angle to political wings. Everybody, where is our Obieze Kwesele? Where is our Fadeji Kembaka? And finally, we got rid of him. America helped us. Obama helped us. And we bring in Buhari. The church played the role. But we are in search, a nation in search of true leadership. Everybody embraced him. Immediately they embraced him. Divide Nigeria. Biafra started. They want to Fulanize also. They want to Fulanize also. I'm sure any moment from now you begin to hear they want to Yorubanize also. Tinubu want to Yorubanize also. Tinubu want to. You will soon begin to hear it. And now my point is, we complain of Good Luck, and then we have Buhari. We complained of Buhari, and now we have Tinubu. We're going to complain of Tinubu, and when he's gone, another person will come. We're going to complain of that one, and then we're going to complain because we are complainant. We do not have court. Now let me tell you, the reason I create all this scenario, you will see none of the problems have been solved because we are not engaging these 5 principles. Number 1, Nigerians do not find the root cause of problem. The root cause. Like my first explanation, when the military, the Nigerian police, security agents want to give you highlights on any matter they are on or currently working on, they will tell you the public should be rest assured we are on top of this matter. Nigerians, you don't need to be on top of the matter to solve any problem because you will never have that problem solved. You need to come on the bottom of the water. I can swim pretty well. I remember in those days we go to the river. When the sun is shining, we go under the river, sit on the bottom of the river. The river, I'm telling you, some of them are more than 20 feet deep. We will go under and be watching the down of the water. We watch how the sun is sparkling into the water, dazzling on the ground there. We watch all the bushes around the river there. You see the spirogyra. In most cases, as we're looking into that thickness, that deep spirogyra, at times we see fish. They will bring out their head from the spirogyra. They will see us. They will go back. At times we see snake. We see different things. We're not afraid of them. We are used to the water. It is on that water, you can see those who are swimming across you. You can see different people. You can hide without them seeing you. In those days when we are doing war start, or I don't know how they call it in English, when we are playing game, chase after one another. When we go under the water, we discover that you have seen where we are hiding near the bush. We will pack sand from the bottom of the river, raise dust from that bottom of the river. You will not know the direction we have taken. But we that raise the dust, we know where you are. We follow the other way, maneuver you. You just look for us, and before you know, we are long gone. That is what it means to be under the river. Every challenge we are facing. Nigerian security agents are those who are responsible. Please live on top of the water. It is under the water you will get the solution. We don't go to the cause root of issues. That is why we have not been able to solve it. You just carry on top, and then you act. What about those under? Who has seen you before you see them? Who can manipulate you to believe anything? Why don't you join them and see their art of manipulation? And maybe we'll begin to solve our problem. There are some trees you don't need to waste your time. Just kill the root, it will die. Go to the cause root. The cause root is the people who started it. What is their mindset? When you see some group of Igbo people say, we are Biafra, we are Biafra. You think they love their people. You think they love their people. I can assure that Nnamdi Kanu has led to the death of his people more than any other catastrophe that has happened to this country. Single man. But does it concern them? They are ripped off by ego. Oh, who is holding you? You are majority, I am minority. Who is holding each other? But don't worry. Until you go and find out the root cause of these agitations, you will not solve the problem. Number 2, knowing it is one thing. The next thing you need to do is to know the nature. Some problems are spiritual in nature. And some problems are physical. Some are mechanical. And then others are political. And then some could be traditional. Go and find out the nature of the problem you are dealing with. Some people are cursed. And so you can't bless them. And some people are blessed. And so you can't curse them. It does not matter who is wrong or who is right in this instance. And so if you know you are dealing with a spiritual problem, solve spiritual problem, let me tell you the truth. You see Nigerian problem, it is more of 75% spiritual than physical. And not until we realize that, fasten your seatbelt, because the journey is going to be far. And I pray one day we will have spiritual leaders who are spiritually inclined and sensitive and begin to address that issue. Do you know that 99.9% of the blood of Nigerians spilled on the blood of Nigeria is actually the handwork of Nigeria? 99.9% of Nigerians who have died were actually killed by Nigeria. And did you know what Bible says? It said if you spill the blood of your people on the street of your land, he will make that land vomit you. He's vomiting us already, most of you don't know. Innocent people die in Nigeria every day. If this world were on transition and they are going to hire him when they die, let us assume so. Or if they are going to meet God in heaven, when they reach and God say, what kill you? And the person say, I was doing Biafra. I now agree with Nnamdi Kanu, he now kill me. God will say, I will bless Nnamdi Kanu for killing you. Welcome to the higher realm, right? Or you will cry and say, I'm in Nigeria. Boko Haram want to invade our village. They now kill me. God will say, we will bless Boko Haram for killing you. Welcome to the highest rank. And then another one will say, I was shot by stray bullets, maybe from the army or the police. God will bless you people for slaying bullets. And then some of you were wrongly accused. Some of you were poisoned. Some of you were killed. Some of you were stolen. Do you know how many children they steal every day? Do you know how many lives they make miserable? Do you know some problem we are facing is unimaginable? And every single blood of Nigerians spilled by Nigerians is crying out against us. Normally, if we are spiritual inclined nation, once in a while, they should declare a national day for prayer. Nigeria need to ask for forgiveness. If not for social media today, most of these people in detention would have been dead. They will drink tea and die. But people are beginning to ask questions. Find out the nature of the problem. If Nigerian problem is spiritual, the innocent people killed in the hand of fellow Nigerians are constantly crying against Nigeria, where the realm is higher than our realm. Don't forget, we do not operate in different dimensions. And because of your limited in knowledge does not make reality to become otherwise. And then you find out, is it a political problem? Is it a physical problem? Look at the level of degeneration in the society today. There is a man I know, he's a pastor. Shockingly, very coordinated family. And then before you know, the outburst there, it's unbelievable. But sometimes when you begin to look at the issue of father fighting father, daughter fighting mother, family fighting against themselves, my dear, it's not bad society. Something is wrong somewhere. Let me tell you something. I knew they switch babies in the hospital. I knew they switch baby. About 90% of hospitals in Nigeria switch baby. When we had this information, we put eye on it. I've seen it happen to many people, but somehow they keep quiet. Some people have taken injection with big belly. Why do you think baby factory thrive? And when I got married, if my wife want to give birth, yes, so each time my wife want to give birth, I must make sure I see that baby. Thank God I'm around. As he just come, they say, waiting he born. Nah man, I say make a see am. They say, how you be doctor? I say no, nah my pikin make a see am. Because before them take and go clean am up, carry man go clean up, can't give me woman. I no get power. Oh. Before them go take woman, go inside, can't give me man. I no get power. Oh. And by the time I look at that child, I know the child they remove. So that if there is any other issue in terms of paternity, we will not begin to blame anybody. Because in most cases, you go for DNA test, they tell you this son is not your son. Your wife is infidel. It's infidelity. You know those kind of grammar. Most of you say, oh, my heart break. Oh, my wife is sleeping outside. At times, your wife no sleep outside. Oh, then switch the baby. Oh. Your wife maybe don't make mistake. She go now carry that burden for the rest of her life, but no be her fault. Her mistake actually no bring pregnancy. Then switch the baby. And so when you want to solve family crisis, find out if this man is truly biological father. Some people say, my father is sleeping with me. My dear, go and check that man. It's not your father. Maybe your mother is not saying the truth, or they must have switched you in the hospital. Because in the real sense, okay, we are back. That is the worst they can do. And so, like I was saying, in real sense, look at yourself. Can you look at your mother and your body move? Can you look at your mother? You say, my mother fine. My dear, something is... So, something is wrong. When we are looking at the challenges we are facing as Nigeria, find out the nature. Whether it's spiritual, whether it's biological, whether it's technical, find out the nature of the problem. You will see you'll be able to solve it. And that is why before the doctor, for instance, will do anything, they run tests on you to know the real cause of your problem. And then the problem is 50% solved. Yes, number 3, find out who are the promoters. Somebody is watering that problem. Somebody is empowering that problem. Nigerians should not just look at problem that they just exist. Who is empowering that problem? Somebody is empowering that problem. Find out the promoters. Oh, Nigerian military is fighting Boko Haram. Every day, weapons are coming from outside country, and Nigerian military is still dying because they are fighting insurgency. Oh, sorry. So every minute, the problem is still going root. Who are the people in charge of the border? Where are the immigration officers? Where is the governor of that state? They know the cabals, but they won't go to the promoters. They are chasing shadow. Because if you remove those boys, they will replace them with another ones. Find out the promoter. Every day some lunatic will jump out, Abo is Igbo, and to you, they are doing content creating. Find out who is sponsoring them to do content creation. You can imagine how many years I'm still inside uncompleted building. Does that not tell you something? They wake up one day, they go to Ibaki, cook rice, carry food from Onitsha, print poster from Onitsha, Abo is Ibaki, all of them from Onitsha, go to Edo State. You don't know who is doing that thing, and you want to stop Igbo unification, criminality. It doesn't work that way. Find out the promoter. Some of you are thinking Nnamdi Kanu is the Biafra agitator. It's just a decoy. The real Gadus. Find out who they are. Already they know, but they are not using it. But let everybody who has problem focus on these 5 principles. Those problems, those challenges will be no more. Find out who the promoters are. And then the 4th one there is, by the time you know who they are, find out what is their interest. What is their interest? Nobody does a business without wanting to gain something. Each time you hear this Igbo Biafra, everywhere is Biafra, everywhere is Igbo, everybody is Igbo. Number 1, they are looking for people to use as food soldier. And their target is Edo and Delta. And the rest one, they are looking for access to Atlantic Ocean, which falls into Akwa Ibom, Rivers, Cross River, and Bayelsa. Nothing more. They don't need you. And now that we know, okay, use and dump, come and use us. No, come and use us now. It's as simple as that. No, what do they stand to gain? When you see problem, look at the parties involved. Find out what do they stand to gain. You begin to see conflict of interest. And that is when you begin to hear the personality clash between Ojukwu and Gowon, which led to the Nigerian Biafra war. But that is not true, because there is more beneath that the eye can see. What was their interest? What was their interest? It will shock you that the cause of Nigerian Biafra war was not as a result of personality clash between Ojukwu and Gowon, as I was taught in history. I queried my teacher. He said to me, we will not talk about it again. That is the topic, and that is what I want you to know. That is your answer in the exam, or else you fail. How can you tell me that the personality clash between two people make you to lead over 3 million people or 10 million people to their early grave? How can you tell me that? What is the value of the life of these two people? It was more than that. Ojukwu wanted to control the oil in the then-old Eastern region. Ojukwu wanted to Kulumbi, Akwa Ibom, Ikuri people. They wanted to colonize all the Calabar, all the non-Igbo in that ethnic group. I was listening to a forum yesterday. They were now judging about, they were very transparent there. And then they now said that Ojukwu actually said that they gave 40% for themselves, and then the other ethnic groups in the Eastern region will bring in 60% out of the 100%. And the guy was saying, it's still not fair. If only Igbo as one ethnic group will control 40% of the government power, and then you give 60% to how many ethnic groups? Over 500 ethnic groups. What does it amount to? Automatically, you have destroyed them. Are they not still majority? Everywhere they must be majority, everywhere. My dear, go and find out their interest. If you know their interest, block that interest, most especially when it is selfish. It will die a natural death. And of course, finally, the fifth one, move into action. Precise action. Most people, when we were doing what we were doing, you don't understand we know what we are doing. Now, a jealous of Babylon worker, they know. They cannot unleash new tactics because they know we are waiting for them. I am a gatekeeper. We are waiting for them. Move into precise action. If I were to be an intelligent officer, you say we are going to arrest Boko Haram. I'll first of all send some squad to the person who is funding it, the promoters, and then we will take care of all the beneficiaries and make them give order why the real activists will come to us. We just set a bait for them. As they are coming, you'll be clapping for them. Yeah, you are welcome to the club. Put them where they will cool up and rehabilitate them. If you can see the issue of terrorism. But of course, how genuine are we in trying to solve Nigerian problem? How can we have electricity when the owner of Meccano and other generator company will not cry foul? No. How do we get fuel when the owners of fuel will not cry foul? Do we not have cement in Nigeria? A bag of cement now is sold for 10,000 naira, and I'm sure by December you will buy it 15,000 naira. I'm not a prophet of doom, but this is rainy season. They increase cement to 10,500 for one bag. During the dry season where there is a lot of construction going on, they are going to sell it more than that. So who is benefiting from that? Why should it be sold there when we know virtually that in many communities in Nigeria across Ebonyi State and Benue State, to mention but a few, some of them, their sand is natural cement. You don't need to add chemical. But of course, so fellow Nigerians, these are the 5 points we must begin to review in the coming time. People of the South. These are the areas we must begin to check to put an end to the challenges we are facing. I'll go to the comment section before I bring the broadcast to an end. Let us see. I see Uyi here. I greet you. Uyi, good morning. David, good morning from here. Good luck. I greet you. Good morning. I greet you, Messi. Good morning. I see Ada here. He say, but you were his men before now. Yes, Ada Zion. I understand who you are perfectly well. You are just another Igbo Biafra trying to play the mind game. You should not drop that message, but rather be realistic. I was with IPOB. I was their African rep. But then we were not criminal. I was arrested by the DSS. They interrogated me. They searched me. From their facility, after some months of detention, I was moved to Port Harcourt Maximum Prison. So you coming to say, but you were his man now. I am a Nigeria is a Nigeria. And what we are doing today, trying to expose Igbo Biafra, I'm not the only person. All the people who have felt your venom, your stings, all of them are with me. So we are men. Yes, he was my man. Was Lucifer not the man of God? Was Satan not the man of God? But not until iniquity was found. He ceased to become. So you can't say, but I am man now. I'm not in diaspora, I'm in Nigeria. I've answered for all my activities. And even at that time, there was no criminality. The only thing that was, we were agitating. Nothing more. And somewhere they want to stop the agitation. There was no unknown gunmen. There was no kidnapping. And when those things started, we were aboard the ship. Was I supposed to stay with them? At that Zion, focus on your Biafra and go back to Equatorial Guinea or Israel, where you say you come from. And allow those of us who are Nigerian to build Nigeria. And then he wanted to say, is it not because you were denied of what you asked for? And that is propaganda. That is how they destroy Nigeria. Now, let us look at it in the real sense. Go and ask Uchuka for Mefo. He's heartbroken. Because if you know what Igbo people did to me, those Igbo Biafra, if you know what they did to me. Let me remind you, Ada, Zion. Every coordinator in Biafra land was being paid monthly salary. But not George Onibe. Go and ask Uchuka for Mefo. Those areas I begin to go against the things they agree. I never asked them. They never paid me a dime. The maximum they have done is give you money, buy a recharge card. But what will I ask for them when I am richer than Nnamdi Kanu? Before I joined IPOB, I have built 2 houses already. I was using about 3 cars at the same time. I have things. I have school. I have factory. I have things. I'm richer than Nnamdi Kanu. But all of them gone. Ask him. Was he not a Baba in the UK? Maybe you ask for something they didn't give. But if I have to ask, is it not my right? Are we not the one shouting, Ego Idojobudu, Ego Banco, Ego Meme Development? Are we not the one asking it? And then Nnamdi Kanu and his sister Nayanya will carry it. That money we contributed in the name of Biafra agitation. Is it Nnamdi Kanu money? Is it Igbo people money? Because Ijaw money did there, Ikure money did there, Akwa Ibom money did there, Abo money did there, Anyoma money did there, Bini money did there. He's asking for something. So now Igbo money, and I no get shame. And then they say that he become your enemy. He now become my enemy because he did not give me our money. That is why people like you, your kind does not have morality to challenge corruption in Nigeria. Because your slightest touch is criminality. You don't think of a positive way to make ends meet. Criminal way. Look at the rubbish you are writing. You forgot that Nnamdi Kanu took me to Ibinokpabe Shrine to take oath. You forgot. Let us see who the oath will kill. Useless set of criminal. It's time now. You Biafra people now have started shouting, vote for Obi, our Biafra leader. Tito Obi is our Biafra leader. Vote for him. What a shame. When we say we are not going to be part of Nigeria, you will feel it. But for now, we are one Nigeria. And we want one Nigeria to be good. Nnamdi Kanu is a past tense. His career has ended. When I can't shout Biafra now. Now don't destroy Southeast finish. I won't infiltrate Midwestern region. Now they go Asian. Because when I give Asian woman belly, we they come, make on no worry. Ada Zion, enye lala. Why you buisu? When did the anona enye lala? When he be back on him, it's just a matter of time. And so I know other Igbo Biafra like Ada Zion will come up. I'll be waiting for their insult. But before then, you are from the South. You need to emboss me. We need to talk. We need to expose these people. We need to checkmate them. We need to apply these 5 principles to solving problem before they will destroy the next generation of our people. Have a nice day.